What's up, guys? Giant Tony here, doing a recap video for the divisional round of the NFC playoffs, season number 5, against a familiar foe, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who I just played in week 17. And as you can see, I come away with this win, 17-10, to advance to the next round. This game was just like the first one, a very, very tough, tight game. Played me to the last second in the fourth quarter, and I was able to come away with a lot of good defensive stops to win this game. So, what can I say? My team's playing very well. Their strengths, which is my defense, my run game, continue to be the major factors in these wins. You can see 205 total rushing yards. Huge third down stops on my team. As you can see, kept them under 50%. And one big fourth down conversion stop. So, huge numbers by my defensive ends with sacks and my defensive tackles. Those guys actually stepped up too. A lot of big pressure, a lot of good run stops behind the line as well. Those are things that are just huge. Prescott did not have his best game today. He still did fine as far as moving the chains. He did throw 2 interceptions. One was 100% my fault. The second one I felt was a little bullshit. I had a wide receiver running a big streak. Corners running stride for stride with him. My tight end had a nice post underneath that route, and he was wide open on the sideline. So I throw the ball to him, and sure as shit, the corner running stride for stride with my wide receiver stops on a dime, turns around, and picks the ball off right in front of my tight end. So that pissed me off a little bit, but didn't come back to hurt me in the end. Still obviously came out with this win. So, but definitely not happy that happened to me. That was a big moment in this game too. Barkley. Actually, to be quite honest, he stuffed Barkley throughout the entire game. It wasn't until the fourth quarter where he stepped up and had a lot of huge runs, especially one big 70-something yard run to actually put me ahead 17-10. So, I did ground the ball with him 20 times, and he still got the numbers, but, it was a little deceiving. He did very well stopping him this time around. Prescott actually had a lot of nice runs to move the chains, and Kamara didn't really get more involved. In the run again, it was just the Saquon Barkley show, which is fine, but usually Kamara steps up in the passing game for me, but I didn't really give him any looks today, but so it's something I might look forward to the next round, get Kamara more involved in either the run or the pass. Huge thing here was Mike Evans stopping him completely. 2 catches for 34 yards. He crushed me last game, and I wanted to make it a point that, I want to blanket this guy, and so great job on my team to stop him, and Godwin too, the same thing. He made one pretty long, good catch, and that was it. So these 2 guys were kept in check as my defense continues to play at a very, very high level. Very impressed by them. And as you can see the numbers here, J.J. Watt, who's a huge, big veteran piece of this defense, continues to play at a high level. He's hungry for a ring. 3 sacks today with 1 tackle for loss behind the line against the run. Great job by him. Dexter Lawrence, who's always known as a nice run-stopping defensive tackle, made his presence known with 2 sacks. Be a dual threat. So great job by him. Nelson Weston continues to be a force on the other side of the line of J.J. Watt, and even Dalvin Tomlinson. So my whole front 4 got involved with sacking Jameis Winston today. Great job by them. I'm telling you, man, it's a big deal when these long third down, even second down, try to pass on me, and these guys are in Winston's face, even getting the sacks or getting nice rush throws. I'm telling you, man, it makes a big deal. And the other big factor is these tackle for losses. So, Ronald Jones did better this week than the last game, but I still kept him underneath 100 yards, and mainly due to a lot of stops behind the line. Howard Rudolph continues to be another young superstar in the making for me. My sophomore linebacker who I received from Seattle Seahawks earlier in the year. Weston with 2 more tackles for losses behind the line against the run. Trey Polamalu, J.J. Watt, Bill Peppers, Darren Lee, all these guys just huge stops, and telling you, it makes a big deal when those actually happen, when they're not getting yardage on those rushing attempts, so they're forced to pass, and then these guys step up here with the sacks. So no interceptions today. He did a good job not turning the ball over, but mainly because my defensive front 4 was all over him. So kicking, Rosas only made 1 field goal. I opted in the first quarter. I thought it was going to bite me in the end. I was in the 10-yard line, I believe, with 1 yard to go. Decided to run the ball, and I did not get it. So, you know, usually I err for just points, just get points, but I was feeling a little bit confident, and unfortunately I didn't get the first down on that 4th down conversion, but hey man, it is what it is. Come away with this win. My team's playing at a very high level. We're advanced to the next round here. My first ever playoff appearance, and you know, I'm very happy to come away with this win and hopefully continue this nice run. I'm going to show you the Saquon Barkley run. 76 yards. Huge run. This is a 10-10 ball game. I have the ball with about 4 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. I'm really just trying to make a nice drive and hopefully get some points. I wasn't expecting this. Barkley, as you can see here, just a simple single back, 2 tight end, 2 wide receiver look here. So I just try to find the open hole wherever it is. And as you can see, the left side here was about to be it up until he moves his linebacker right into that hole, which leaves the right side wide open for me. As you can see, I have number 63 with a great block there. As I get into the secondary on the safeties here, and Barkley just makes an incredible move to get around them, and he runs 76 yards to put me ahead 17-10, and that was a major factor in this game. So great job by Barkley, great job by my defense. Again, come away with this win 17-10 to advance, and I'm really looking forward to this next game.